Hi, my name is Big Silo. I'm going to walk you through setting up your Ventrilo through this tutorial. I'm going to cover both Vista and Windows 7 users. Most of you are probably no longer using XP. First thing you need to do after installing Ventrilo onto your system is to right-click the icon, select Properties, then Compatibility tab. Down at the bottom you do need to checkmark Run this program as administrator. This will enable Ventrilo to work in conjunction with certain games. Some games will not allow you to transmit if Ventrilo is not running in administrator mode. Next thing you need to do is launch the Ventrilo, allow it to go through, and it should bring you to a page such as this. This is your software. First thing you need to do is set up a username. You enter your desired username here. This will be your display name for other members to see. And the phonetic spelling of your name. This is how the name is pronounced. You can modify the spelling by putting spaces or changing the way it is spelled so it sounds more like it looks, because phonetic is not always the same as actual spelling. After putting it there, you can test it, see how it sounds. Once completed, you hit OK. Next thing you need to do is select a server. For here you will press New and name the server. This is for your identification purpose only. It does not have to be the actual name of the server. I've gone ahead and named ours Killzone 0. You have to enter the hostname or IP. For ours it is listed here. That information is within our forms and can be located in this section. The port number. It will be a 4-digit code. Some Ventrilo servers require a password. Ours does. You will need to enter that password here. Once that information is entered, you press OK, and we'll move on to the next step, and that is the setup of the software. This is your microphone settings and additional settings within Ventrilo. We do require, it is mandatory, the use of a push-to-talk for our Ventrilo. You will need to checkmark this and designate a button that you will press and hold while talking. I use my thumb button on my mouse, for example. This prevents unwanted noise or breathing or background noise coming through and makes it a lot easier for all of us on Ventrilo. The other thing we'll need to do is checkmark Use Direct Sound for both your output device and your input device. Your output device will be your speakers or headphones. It is what you hear. You can leave it as default direct sound device if you like. A lot of people use onboard sound and they do not have a dedicated sound card. That is a good option if that is your case. I have a dedicated sound card. It is a Creative Sound Blaster XFI. I have selected it as my speakers. I will do the same for my input device. Your input device will be your microphone. You will want to select it or leave it as default sound device if you're not sure. Hardware input mixer is an optional thing and it allows you the use of amplifiers both inbound and outbound. If you're going to use it, you will need to include your microphone. It is not necessary. Some people do like to use it. The next step is to go to your recording input. This will open your Windows sound panel. This is separate from Ventrilo. As you see here, I have my microphone designated Creative XFI checkmark as my default device, and you can see it is transmitting from my microphone by the levels here. After you select this, you will need to go to Properties. You'll go to Custom, and you will need to checkmark the 20 decibel microphone boost. Without this enabled, you will be transmitting at a very low level, and it will be difficult for people to hear you over the games that we are playing. Next thing you do is click the Levels tab and adjust your microphone to 100%. Select OK and close that out, and we are now back to the Ventrilo setup. Your line volume here is directly tied into your Windows sound panel. If you find that you're transmitting a little too loud, you can adjust this slightly here. Next thing we'll set up is the Events tab. I recommend you select all text-to-speech, and this will announce when users or yourself either connect or disconnect to the server or from multiple channels. For example, Big Silo has joined the server, Big Silo has joined the channel. It will allow you to know who's in the room with you, more easily identify a member's voice to their name. A very helpful tool. Speech, you will need to then checkmark Use Direct Sound and select your device. Default also works. Play text-to-speech messages sent by other users. And select a voice. I'm using Microsoft Anna. Miscellaneous. Some people like minimize the system tray. I do have it enabled. Overlay, global, these things are all optional. Global, if you do have a Logitech G15 keyboard, you will need to check mark this for it to work in your LCD screen. When complete, you will need to then hit OK, and you should be able to connect to the server as well as transmit. When transmitting, the green icon, the icon should turn green. That means that your push to talk is working and you should be transmitting. In order to self-check your volume levels, you can test here. You can select a codec. I recommend GSM. Click Test, then press your push to talk button. Test, test, test. As you see, it then plays back what I put into it. You can verify your quality and sound levels there. When complete, you do have to hit Test again in order to exit the setup. You do have options to mute your sound or mute your microphone and or binds and Ventrilo. It is very important that these are not checkmarked, otherwise you will not be able to transmit. Another helpful tool is you may find that a user is transmitting too quietly or too loudly for your taste. To adjust their individual volumes, you can select their name, right-click, Miscellaneous, then Special Effects. You can add volume to this section here. It will then bring up a panel where you can reduce or increase their volume. If you need to adjust it after that, it is the same procedure. Right-click, Miscellaneous, Special Effects. Select Volume, then Property, and you can further adjust their settings. That should complete the tutorial. Good luck. If you have any further questions, or you're unable to transmit for some reason, connect to the server, enter chat. You do need to be in the same room as another member while in chat in order for them to view your chat. You can enable text-to-speech so that when typing, you hear what they're saying and they hear what you're saying. Also, you can put a comment next to your name. And it will display it and it will further give us further notification that you do need help. There is a lot more that Ventrilo can do. This is the basics. I hope this helps, and we look forward to seeing you